Hello, everybody, and welcome to Noel the Red Devil. I hope to find you all well. We are here for Manchester United versus Leeds, and as you can see, I'm all kitted out with the brand new home jersey. And yes, I didn't buy this off a knockoff shop. I actually got this for my birthday, so I'm actually kind of chuffed about that. But I have to say, the home kit looks absolutely amazing. I have to say. And I do like the other two kits. Not going to lie, I do like the green and white jersey. Well, off white, I would say, was green and white. It's an inspiration from the 1902 jersey that we wore. A lot of fans don't actually realise that that jersey is an inspiration on the jersey that we wore in the 1902-1903 season. This red jersey is an inspiration from the late 90s. I think it's the mid 90s or late 90s. And the white jersey also is inspiration. So all the jerseys that we have this season are obviously homages to old jerseys. But the Manchester United squad has travelled to Oslo. We did put up a couple of shots last night, if you guys that follow us. And I'd like to thank everybody that has subscribed to the channel. Obviously, we're only beginning here on the channel. So as you can see here, I'm sitting at my table here with the Irish flag here. I don't have much going on at the moment, but obviously as we go on this journey, obviously things will improve and stuff like that. But we do have a first pre-season game, and it's against Leeds United, and it'll be the first time that we'll get a look at Mason Mount. Now, a lot of Manchester United fans have been, let's say, divided on the Mason Mount deal. I've been one of those that was kind of surprised that we went in for him, but now that he's here, he'll get me support. He's a Manchester United player now, and that's the way it goes. Also, some of the youth players will get an opportunity to shine as well. Charlie Savage, we'll get another look at Charlie Savage again, which I think should have been given a bit more of a chance last season. As you can see there, the names of the players are scrolling across your screens right now. The goalkeepers, defenders, everybody that's travelled. Now, obviously, there's a couple of players that have travelled that clubs are looking at, but they will definitely play this game today. The Onana deal is supposed to be done by Friday. Apparently, then we're going to then draw our attention to Amrabat. It seems like the Holland deal has gone all quiet all of a sudden, which worries me. But again, nothing about this takeover. It's why I haven't spoke about it really on the channel. We did a couple of videos when I first started off, and that was it. I've no interest in talking about that until deal is done, to be quite honest. I'm sick and tired of listening to social media accounts out there and Rio Ferdinand. Rio Ferdinand's credibility actually has gone out the window. He told us that there'd be a deal, that there was going to be an announcement soon, and it never happened. All the journalists, when it's come to this whole takeover situation, not one of them has got it right, folks. Not one of them has got it right. A lot of journalists have jumped the gun and everything they have. You have to kind of keep an eye on that, because, you know, that's what's driving fans mad at the moment. We got a comment in the chat from Ibrahim Mangale, Manchester United. He says, welcome to the chat. Nice to see you. And as I said, I just want to thank all you guys that have subscribed to the channel. Subscribed to the channel so far. As I said, you know, I do run another YouTube channel, but that's got to do with pop culture and stuff like that. So I'm used to doing stuff like this. But as a Manchester United fan, this is something that I've wanted to do for a long time. I wanted to do it actually during the Jose Mourinho reign, but I was so I was so annoyed at the way we were playing. I just put it off. But I thought this would be the season to do it. Second season under Ten Hag. You know, when we look back at last season, people will say, yeah, we should have won the Europa League. I'm not going to lie, right? We should have beat Sevilla, but Sevilla are a freak in that competition, right? And to be quite honest with you, if you look at those last few games of the season, or if you look at the last couple of weeks and months of the season, Man United were very leggy. They looked tired. Injuries had taken their toll. I mean, the fact that we got into the FA Cup final and we competed, we it would have been nice to beat City and stop them from winning the treble. But look, nothing was going to stop them from winning the treble this season. Well, their job now moving forward is to try stop them. This takeover has my camera gone? I think my camera is gone. Just give us a second. I'll put it back on. We have been having, just before it came on live, having some technical difficulties. But we'll sort the camera. Just bear with me. It doesn't take long to fix. But I'll just continue my point. Look, this season was supposed to be the season where we kick on after Ten Hag's successful first season. There we go, we're back. I'm going to have to wait until we start this match before I try fix this camera, because we're having technical difficulties right now, but I'll continue. Look, nothing's going to happen until the Glazers get their 6 billion, right? That's the bottom line. So this transfer window was always going to be interrupted anyway. It would have been nice to get the takeover done, and it should have been realistically done 4 or 5 months ago, right? But it's not. And the reason why it's not is because they haven't received the 6 billion that they want. It's as simple as that. Sheikh Jassim has not offered 6 billion. If he did, we wouldn't be still sitting here, right? And the same with Sir Jim, right? If both of their deals were what the Glazers wanted, we wouldn't be still here. So the transfer window, unfortunately, is going to be dictated by the fact that we still have those rat bags in charge. Man, where to watch the match? I'm told you can watch it on the Manchester United app. There's a couple of accounts on Twitter, apparently, that are going to be putting the match up as well. And I'm pretty sure, because it is pre-season, you might get the match live on YouTube. So just type in Manchester United versus Leeds on YouTube, actually, and see if there's any. Because I'm pretty sure, because the pre-season games are free. And I think, if I'm correct in saying, if you have the MUTV app, or you have, I think, don't they give you a chance to watch MUTV for free for a cup during pre-season. But there'll be plenty of places to watch the game. But again, Crazy, thank you for coming into the chat. It's nice to see you. Nice to see you. Obviously, I want to ask you guys that are listening right now in the chat. We've Mason Greenwood has been spotted in Dubai training with Anthony Elanga. So I want to know your opinion on this, guys. Do you want to see Mason Greenwood back in a Manchester United shirt, or do you think that Manchester United should let him go out on loan, or do you think they should sell him? Let us know what you think, because it's one of these it's one of these issues that's going to divide a fandom. I've seen some Manchester United fan channels that are categorically, he has to go. Right? So where do you guys stand on that? So let me know where you actually stand on that, because as I said, it's going to be one of those issues that are going to come up. And, you know, a lot of people are saying, you know, to avoid all of the hassle, we should sell them. So let me know. So, yes, let's see. Damn, man. I mean, I'm being sabotaged at every level here now. I mean, hold on. I have to do so. Oh, damn. Just bear with. Just give us 1 second, folks. Cheryl, I need you to come in. So I'm in the middle of doing something and this popped up and blocked me out. I don't know what's going on there. As I said, you might hear me dog in the background. Sorry, I had to get the missus in because the computer that I was using just all of a sudden went to this page and I don't know what the hell is going on. Like, isn't there 2 profiles on that? I think I was using the other one. That's why I can't understand why you jumped into that one.
No, there's only one on there. I'll be right back.
Hold on. There's a pink piece of paper. See if it's...
I see it, I think. Yeah,
Right, sorry about that, folks. Sorry. Yeah, so as I said, there's a lot of channels out there right now streaming the game, are going to be streaming the game. So as far as I'm aware, what we've been told, it's free to watch on the Manchester United app. So you can watch the full game there. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, that's, I was literally in YouTube. That's what I mean. I was in YouTube like that. It's because it's still there. Look, Manchester United.
I know.
I mean, and it just went on me. It's mad.
I felt like some seagull pulling.
I don't know what was going on. I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
So I'll check for you now. See, some channels will say that they're showing the game, and then you go in, right, and then what they've done is they're playing FIFA. So you have to be careful with these because there's a lot of crap going on. I'm pretty sure though, if I'm correct in saying, I'm pretty sure the Manchester United YouTube channel show these games. So, you know. And there goes my camera again. This is not working out. So yeah, obviously, again, more news in relation to players. Harry Kane has been seen training because apparently he wants to fight for his place. I have to be quite honest with you, right? Harry Maguire needs to understand that he's not Manchester United quality. Harry Maguire needs to understand that the fans don't want them, right? Whether people agree with it or not, he doesn't fit Ten Hag's system either. We got to be ruthless here. You know, when we bought Harry Maguire, I remember just gobsmacked that we were mugged as easy as we were. I mean, Leicester City saw us coming a mile away because why you'd pay 80 million for Harry Maguire when at most he was probably worth around 30, 40 million is beyond me. But that's the type of business that Manchester United have been doing for years. Is buying all of these players that aren't worth the money that they're buying them for, but because we're desperate, we're basically we're going and we're paying over the odds. I actually think it's quite shocking the way we've done business at our club. So we got just over 12 minutes to kick off. So what do you think, guys? What do you think the score will be? Do you think Mason Mount will get a goal on his debut? Hope so. I think if he hits the ground running, I think fans, because there are a lot of fans out there, and myself included, that have doubts about this signing. But NUT, yeah, that's what I've said to people. I've told them that they can actually go on to NUTV and they can watch it for free. I'm actually wondering if they'll do the same with the YouTube channel and throw the match up as well. But thanks for coming into the chat, Cam. Nice to meet you. Don't forget to subscribe. We are having issues with my camera. I don't know why, because this I'm getting sick now. Like, walk. Why aren't you walking? Bloody thing. So it's not on their YouTube channel, but it is on their app. Okay, that's fantastic. Right, this camera is just not going to let me work. But yeah, it is on the MUTV app. I'm watching it there right now. I've got the sound down, obviously, but as the match comes on, I'll turn up the volume a little bit and hear what's going on. There we go. So the stadium, yeah, just looking at the stadium there in Oslo. So we've got Ronny Johnson there being interviewed, and we've got the other lads there as well. Interesting to see how this game goes with the amount of changes that there's going to be. But it'll be nice to see. You know what? Look, it's the first game of pre-season, so we can't be expecting too much. And I'm sorry the camera keeps going off because I really wanted to make sure that I was on camera to do these reactions. Now, I'm not going to be like other people and go over the top. This is pre-season. This is where we analyze the younger players and obviously take a look at Mason Mount. Now, remember, Onana is not in the squad yet, so it's important that to get that deal done by the end of the week. So when we do go on the proper tour, we will have a goalkeeper that suits Ten Hag's style of play. It's going to be interesting this season, but I will say this: while we're bringing in players that improve the squad, you got to ask yourselves the serious question: are they players that are going to get us closer to the title? And I have to say, right now, I'm not convinced. Um, if by some miracle this takeover happens before the transfer window closes, because my original theory was when I first did a stream on this channel, I actually said, don't be surprised that the Glazers actually drag all of this out until the transfer window was closed and then announce the sale, because that's the type of people that they are, right? And that's what I believe could happen. So, you know, you look at the players we're linked to, would we be really going after Amrabat if we had the funds in the bank? I don't think so. You know, we look at Mason Mount. If we had the money, maybe the manager still would bring in Mason Mount, but you'd be looking at bringing in players like Casido or De Jong, Bellingham. You know, there'd be a time where it'd be between Manchester United and Real Madrid for signing players. You know, and it was the players would pick either club. So here's the Manchester United squad: Ahmad, Sancho, Forson, Mount, Hannibal, Menino, Fernandez, Martinez, Varane, Wan-Bissaka, and he. And so we have three of our uh, first team defenders playing at the back. I'm interested in seeing how Fernandez plays. Hannibal gets a chance to show what he's made of. And Mason Mount is playing in that number 7 role. So we're playing a 4-3-3 system. Mason Mount is just behind Sancho. And the substitutions, I don't think we have the substitutions yet. No, this is the start now. Oh, there's the substitutions. So the substitutions is all the rest of the players that are named across the screen there, basically. So we got Daniel in the chat as well, mate. Hey, Daniel. I seen your tweet. I actually agree with you. I'm looking at doing a rebrand as well on the other channel, but we'll talk about that another time. So Chelsea's squad: Rudder, Sinistera, Greenwood, Poveda, Shackleton, Giabi, Mullen, Fuhr, Helgen, Cooper, Durrani, and Kielsen or something is the person that's in goal. But remember, this is Leeds United. They have been relegated. So yeah, I have to say, lads, this jersey. Oh yes. No knockoffs for me. No way, man. Never, million years. No. Don't believe in it. Anyway, we are getting closer to kick off the stadium. There seems to be a heavy Leeds there. Again, Manchester United fans all over the world. It seems to be a good stadium, and it's nice to see people wearing their home jersey. You know, no knockoffs in the stadium there, I can tell you. Because, you know, at the end here, listen, I'll give you a laugh, right? Because a lot of Man United fan accounts telling fans that they shouldn't buy the jersey and all of that, and basically encouraging people to buy knockoffs. Look, I don't mind if you want to sell knockoffs. I'm not gonna knock you for that. But I would say that you should consider where they come from. Yeah, you might know the face that's selling them, and they might be a nice person. But who are they getting them off, and who are they getting them off, and who's actually making those jerseys, right? Now I got this as a birthday present, right? But I was gonna go out and buy this anyway, and I buy a legit. This jersey that I'm wearing now, right, was €100 birthday present. That's how much the jersey was. No knockoff here. The authentic Manchester United jersey right here. Nothing beats it. Right? Not even a knockoff. Hate that crap, man. Support. Look, At the end of the day, as I said, the Glazers are not going to go until they get their 6 billion. Now, I stopped watching Manchester United app. I stopped buying the jerseys for a couple of seasons, and I stopped with the social medias, right? All of these people that are telling you not to buy the jersey this season, they were all still following the social medias and still buying the jerseys and still talking crap, right? I actually, when I boycott something, right, and I say I'm going to boycott, I did for 2 years, but I'm not going to anymore, right? Because financial fair play, see, this is the thing. People think, oh, sell the jersey, we're giving it to the Glazers. That has to go into the club because of financial fair play. There's no way that they can take that money. They want their 6 billion, and they're not going until they get the 6 billion. So it doesn't matter. But by the way, here's the joke. It was sold out in Dublin. This was the last jersey, right? And every time you get them in, they sell out. So all of this crap about boycotts the jersey, they've already made their money off the jersey, folks. They've made their money. So, you know, if you want the authentic deal, you want the real deal, go and buy it from a legit place, man. Seriously. I hate fans shaming other fans for buying the jersey, right? They won't do that to me, man. I'll tell them to go and feck themselves, right? I'll do what I want with my money, right? I don't want the Glazers in the club as much as anybody else, but at the end of the day, you got to be sensible here. Now, I'm going to try and adjust my camera a little bit because I want you to see a bit more of the jersey. But at the same time, I don't want this camera to go off now that we got steady. So hold on. And I ruined it. Right, hold on. It should be okay now, though. And there we go. Look. There we go. Now, don't mind me belly because I've put on a bit of weight during this pandemic, but I've actually lost because I was bigger than this. But I've actually lost an awful lot of weight. I have to lose more, but we're getting there. But there's the jersey there, right? There's the jersey there, right? It's lovely, right? There's the sides, right? It's lovely, and I don't regret buying it. I don't. Well, I didn't buy it, as I said, it was a present. But I'm getting the away jersey, and I'll admit I'm buying that one. Right, this was a present, but I don't regret it. This is what I wanted. Nobody should shame anybody for wearing their team colours. Right, the teams are out on the pitch, and we're all standing there now. So I'll leave the volume up a little bit so I can hear what's going on. I don't even know why I have the earphones on actually, because it's not as if anybody is on. Now, as the channel gets bigger and stuff, folks, what I will do is obviously we're going to be covering the whole season. So we're going to be doing the league, FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, and we could say Champions League again, which is great. But as we go along, I will bring some of you guys on if you want to come on and give you your opinion about what happened in a match and stuff like that. Now, I don't want to be any of these rage channels out there. I want to get fans on that know their football and will be, you know, won't follow the crowd, basically. Because we see a lot of channels, they follow what other channels say. We want to be slightly different. We want to we'll give everybody a chance to have their opinion on the team, right? Whether you agree with well, even if we don't agree, right? I want it to be basically, some fan channels claim out there to be interactive with with the people that follow their channels and stuff like that, right? But I will be truly interactive, and the guys, Scottish Davros there in the chat will tell you, because I'm very interactive on the other channel. And I will bring people on, and I will give them a chance. And it doesn't matter what side of an argument you're on with any player or the team or the manager, you will get that platform on here to give your opinion. Right? It's as simple as that. Right, so they're exchanging the old. I might be a couple of seconds because it's satellite and all. So they're doing. So there's McQueen there. On their jerseys, I should say. They all have McQueen on their jerseys. I forgot the all because recent death. So they're obviously is that's a lovely stadium. So yeah, they've all got McQueen on the back of their jerseys, folks. And we're about to get ready to tip off there. There's going to be a minute applause. So there they are. Yeah, they've all got McQueen on their jerseys. Look at that jersey. Oh man, it is a beautiful jersey. Seriously, folks, you have to get one. I wouldn't normally say go out and buy a Manchester United jersey because they're super expensive. But Jesus, man. He was only 70 though. 70 is young today. Oh, that jersey just looks, oh yeah, man. Seriously, we're going to rock in this jersey this season. Well, listen, this might be pre-season, but folks, you've got to remember, this is Leeds versus Manchester United, right? There's going to be nothing friendly about this game, right? Nothing. I remember back in the days when Leeds were actually knocking around in the Champions League. So Gordon McQueen, he obviously represented Leeds United and Manchester United, and he was born in 1952 and passed away just a few weeks, about a week or two ago. So sad. So both clubs honour him, and that's nice to see. But this is not going to be friendly. We got 7 people watching right now. If 9 people, it's going up. But do me a favour, subscribe to the channel if you're new. We're here to watch Manchester United versus Leeds, the first pre-season game in Oslo, Norway. And we're going to be reacting live. I have the game on here, and we're going to be reacting as the game goes. And I'll be giving you my opinion as we're watching. So now, obviously, as I said, we're a couple of minutes behind, unfortunately. But there's Ten Hag. So let's hope we get a good start to this. Oh, the Leeds United coach is your man that was managing Norwich. They're going down to League One. Daniel Varga, isn't it, or something like that? Yeah. Now, in fairness, I think he's an all right manager. Just not, Norwich. Right, here we go. So it's tip off for me. So let's see what happens. Adidas is good gear. Yeah. For a good chance for you to see some of the fringe players too. Exactly. Here we go. So there's already been a foul. Told you. Leeds United. There, yeah, look, he pushed them. Right, Ahmad already. Now, I am one of those fans that don't think Ahmad is good enough for Manchester United. And I'm hoping this pre-season I'm actually proven wrong. I think what he's done for Sunderland and what he did at Rangers, brilliant. But I just think we have too much in the squad that I find it hard for him to get through. Right, so already Mason Mount, he decides to go short with the free kick. I'm actually surprised he didn't take that on. But already Mason Mount doing a bit of running. Right, so United. In fairness, Manchester United's back four shouldn't be really troubled because Martina, the only one that's missing actually is Luke Shaw. And Fernandez is in his place, but he's a youth player actually I've been keeping my eye on. And I think he has great potential. He could burst onto the scene this season. There, nice ball by Hannibal. We're already, we seem to be dominating the game. We're in their half. We're passing the ball around quite nicely there. Martinez, nice to see him back with his blonde hair. Varane is also back. Ahmad again, anytime he receives the ball, though, he seems to want to run, which is the difference with Jadon Sancho. I was expecting a lot more from Jadon Sancho, got to be honest. But again, last preseason, he had a good preseason, and we kind of got a bit duped by him. Right, so we're in their half. Ahmad again on the ball. Hannibal receives it. I like it. I like it. I like it already. Go on, cross the ball in. Ah! Bit of confusion from Forson and Fernandez there, but there was an opportunity to get the ball into the box early there, and they didn't actually take it. But we do have a corner, Mason Mount, to take. But already Manchester United are dominating, as we would expect in the first game. In fairness, it is the first game. We're not expecting miracles here, but we should win this game. So Mason Mount with the ball into the box. Decent. Martinez gets his head on it, but he's not to take it in awkward. Is he okay? He's got up a bit gingerly there, but he's alert. He's alert. Right, go on. Sancho to Hannibal. Hannibal shoots. And heating all the way out of his box. What is he at? And then Spider Legs clears up. Wan-Bissaka. Do you know what? Wan-Bissaka, right? I'm not afraid to admit it. Wan-Bissaka is one of my favourite players. I am just so glad he has improved under Ten Hag. Yes, I do agree. Him going forward and getting the ball. Well, going forward, he's actually better at doing now. Getting the ball into the box, though, from crossing is still his issue. But I've seen enough of an improvement in him to keep him, to be quite honest, which I wouldn't be getting rid of Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I mean, you heard the way other players were talking about Wan-Bissaka. He said when you get one-on-one with him, they know that it's over. They're not getting past him. But this is total dominance by Manchester United. Leeds not really putting pressure on the ball. Well, it is pre-season, but Manchester United players putting the pressure on the ball at the right time. But let's see this again. Heaton came out of his box, was on the halfway line actually to get that ball. But that's the type of situation and that's the type of thing that Ten Hag will want from Onana, and what David De Gea unfortunately didn't offer. Now there's reports coming out that the club didn't actually treat him as bad as the media have made out to be, that both of them were looking at their options and both had agreed to depart mutually, and that's why that would explain then why David De Gea put up that emoji to basically and then he was saying he was enjoying life and all of that. So I don't think the club or David De Gea, what they were accused of. Oh, hold on. I think it's just the media trying to hype it up. Ahmad again, though, it's a free kick. But I have to say, Ahmad in the early parts of this game, and Sancho, very lively. There, Sancho with the turn. Tell you, this is the season. Please, please, please. I think if we get offered money for him, we should take it. But if the rumour is true, Ten Hag wants to keep him, this has to be the season that Sancho produces. Because if he doesn't, Manchester United can't afford any more duds. Right? Aaron Wan-Bissaka getting the tackle in again. Sancho losing the ball though. But again, Sancho very active. Hannibal chasing the ball down. They're all getting back into their positions. Look, when we get that goalkeeper, we get a couple of more players in that Eric Ten Hag wants, you will truly see Ten Hag ball, as everybody keeps calling it. We haven't actually seen Ten Hag ball under Manchester United. What we've seen is a hybrid. He's managed to tweak his tactics, to tweak his style to suit the current squad that we have. But I have to say, Leeds not looking. I know it's against us, so I'm not expecting much. But Leeds not looking good. Got to be honest. Daniel Varga, that's who it is. Yeah, I mean, he can get them back up again, but so far we haven't been troubled. Varane there. I mean, he's the cat. Do you know what? Varane, right? I mean, Martinez, Casemiro, rightly so, right? Garnacho, players like that, rightly so, getting the praise. Rashford getting the praise that they got all last season. But Varane, before he got injured and stuff, Varane for me, he's just that calming influence in that back four. And Martinez is the same, but Martinez has a bit more of that in him. And that's what I look. I think people underrate our back four. We do need more defenders to come in to reinforce that though. The rumor is that we may keep Victor Lindelof. I actually have to say, of all the defenders that we have that don't play regularly, Victor Lindelof is the best out of them all. Right, so I would keep him and then bring in another defender because you need, in fairness, you need 4 centre backs, 4 or 5 centre backs during the season. In fairness, and then because Luke Shaw did a good job there, but you don't want to keep putting Luke Shaw in centre back, right? You want Luke Shaw on that left wing. Simple as that. But this is the thing. Ten Hag brings all these players in that can adapt, and Mason Mount is another one of those. But Sancho is getting stuck in, and I like to see that because there were times last season. Oh, what a ball! Ahmad is in. Hold on, Ahmad. Oh, what a ball! Oh, Hannibal. On Ahmad again with the follow up. Oh. Oh, I love to see the young lad. Come on, lads. Ten Hag has been criticised recently because some youth players are being let go that fans believe shouldn't be going, and others being loaned out where we think they should be given a start. Yeah, I wouldn't like to see our manager keep getting rid of our youth because there are some that will, with experience, will with more time playing in the Premier League, will become great players. I truly believe that. But I have to say, Ahmad for me right now is the... Oh, here we go! Oh! Mason Mount nearly loved the goalkeeper. He saw the keeper off his line. He stole the ball back and he tried to chip the goalkeeper and I think he hit the top of the bar. Look at that. What a tackle. Oh! We love to see it. Oh, I hope he said, no, really. I hope he actually scores today. Because see you Leeds United fans. Yeah, no, not Leeds United fans. Chelsea fans. He's want to hang his heads in shame the way you treat that lad. Seriously, man. The service that he gave your club, right? Something went wrong. Instead of attacking Mason Mount, what you guys should be really asking is why would a kid that has grown up with Chelsea all his life want to leave Chelsea? That's the question you should be asking. You shouldn't be taking out on Mason Mount. I cannot wait until we play yours, until he puts the ball in the back of the net against you. And I hope for extra measurement, he actually celebrates it. Because you don't deserve any respect the way you have hounded and abused that guy for a year. Right? But Ahmad causing all problems again. Hannibal should have scored that in fairness. Did that bounce up off a Leeds United player's arm though? I mean, in fairness, there's no VAR. I don't think there's VAR for pre-season. Isn't there? That don't be stupid. No, I don't think there's VAR. Right, Leeds tried to knock the ball around, but Martinez gets the ball again. He's as cool. Do you know what? He is as cool as a cucumber. I mean, the back four is some. Look, I'm not saying David De Gea shouldn't have left, right? But think about it. As soon as Martinez was out of that defence because of his injury, look at how bad we were then after that. Right? Martinez and Varane bring this calmness to our defence. It's not panic stations. Not anymore like it used to be. Do you remember us? We used to be like in 6 and 7s trying to defend the goal. It'd be ridiculous. Be players sliding all over the place and missing the ball and stuff like that. You don't see that anymore. There's a calmness to United's defence, and that's a credit to those two lads. And then you got Casemiro and that just in front of the defence. It's perfect, but we do need to bring in. There's Ahmad again winning the ball. He is. I'm telling you. I'm telling you now. For what I've seen so far, you know, if Ahmad does go out on loan, he has to go out to a Premier League club. I want to see him week in, week out at a Premier League club. I mean, this kid seems to be like Garnacho in the fact that he has no fear. And here's a ball through. Oh, Mason Mount again, but the offside flag. But Mason Mount again pulls a save from the keeper. Let's see. Oh, that looks on to me. But it was still a weak shot. But he got again that ball from, I think it was Martinez, up to him. So we got 3 people watching right now at the moment. Do us a favour and subscribe to the channel, guys. As I said, we're only starting out on this journey here, doing this Manchester United YouTube thing. We will be streaming all the way through the Premier League season, Champions League, FA Cup, League Cup. As I said as well, as the channel grows, we will then bring other fans on and get your opinions and stuff like that. So yeah, give us a sub, support us. If you're watching right now, if you could do us a favor, whatever social media platform you're on, i.e. Twitter, Instagram, or whatever it is, Facebook, if you could do us a favor, if you follow any other Manchester United accounts out there or groups or anything, if you could throw this stream in there and ask the guys to support me, I would really appreciate all the support that I can get. But guys, let me know anyway. Would you keep Harry Maguire or would you sell him? Sancho is, I have to say, Daniel, he is trying to impress. But he has to do more than impress this season, unfortunately. See, people gave him the benefit of the doubt the first season because it was his first season. But the second season, the manager, for some weird reason, it wasn't working, and the manager gave him, 3-4 months off. Gave him a break. He wasn't in the squad. So I think fans' patience with him has gone. It's now time for Sancho to be that player that he was at Dortmund, that was taking around people, that was doing all the tricks, scoring all the goals. But the difference between the German league and the Premier League is you have time in the German league to do all of those stuff. In the Premier League, you don't. Even when we were signing Sancho, I was one of those that was very vocal and saying that we shouldn't be buying this lad. He was too much money for what they were asking for, and he wasn't going to do what people said he was going to do because he did it in Germany. The German league, the French league, all the other leagues out there, doesn't matter what they are. The Premier League is the pinnacle. The Premier League is the ultimate test, right? And a lot of players from other leagues that come into the Premier League, right, that may have been stars in those leagues, fail to impress in the Premier League, right? There is those select few, right? And throughout the years, we've had a select few. The list is grown, right? We got the Ronaldos, the Haalands, the De Bruynes, all of these players, right? Bruno Fernandes, able to adapt to it's very hard. But Leeds on the attack here. What a tackle. Hannibal back defending. But Manchester United looked like a bit of a shambles there. Let me see. It started off with us losing the ball in their half of the box, and then it was just that pass took 4 of our defenders out. I mean, there's nothing we could have really done about that. But what a tackle by Hannibal. Oh my God. Great tackle. But that's Leeds' first proper attack, and it nearly ended in a goal. Back into the box. Poor corner on Leeds half. Here we go. Well, a ball into the box. Oh. Hannibal has the ball, gives it. Ahmad. Counter attack. Holds the ball. He held the ball up well, but he acknowledged that that was the wrong ball. Yeah, he held it up well, though. That's what you need to do as well as a winger. It's not always about just trying to beat, because you can't. There's Hannibal again with another great tackle. Man United fans that have been watching this club, and not just from the senior team, will tell you that Hannibal is one of those players that a lot of United fans have said should have burst through a lot sooner. And I agree. He's just offside there. But again, the young players, Ahmad, Hannibal, there's Charlie Savage there on the bench. I hope Charlie Savage comes on. I'd like to see a bit more Charlie Savage. But remember, the back four is kind of unchanged except for one change. Luke Shaw's not there. Fernandes is there instead, right? But you look at the rest of the team, bar Mason Mount, it's all the younger players. And I have to say, so far in this game, they have controlled it. Now, don't forget, Wednesday the 19th, it's Manchester United versus Olympic Lyon. Here we go. Oh! Sancho nearly had a chance to score, but it's Sancho. Come on, Sancho. They put a pressure on the kick out. Hannibal wins the ball. He squares it to Sancho. Sancho again. I know it's pre-season, so I'm not going to say anything, but you're still a professional footballer. How do you lose control of the ball like that? It's beyond me. I played schoolboy football, and I could control that. So our corner went to nothing. Yeah, so we'll be back for the next pre-season game, which I think is against Leon. So come and join me for that. There's Andy Cole in the stadium there. He's sitting down. I think he's on his mobile phone, right in there. 22 minutes gone. Still 0-0. Hannibal pulling back. You're not giving him a yellow. Come on. I mean, the ref gives him a yellow for that. Hannibal's got a yellow, so he's got to watch himself now. I mean, he pulled his short, like, it's not a... And it's pre-season. Come on. Right, so Leeds with a free kick in their half of the pitch, though. Most of the game is being played, I should say, in the Leeds half. Hannibal again putting pressure on the goalkeeper, followed up by Sancho. We win the ball back. Sancho with the ball. Ahmad. Hannibal into the box. Squares it back. Oh, great defending. Sancho again. Ahmad. But Leeds on the counter now. Sinistera on the ball. He squares it. Right, crossing opportunity for Leeds. It's crossed in, saved by Heaton, but it was a weak shot. Martinez did have him closely marked though. But again, as I said, folks, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And Scottish Stavros and Friends says it will take a couple of games to get the team sharp again. Yeah, you understand that. Look, I even said it. These matches you don't really take seriously until because it's just pre-season. Sure, I mean, if you look at United's pre-season last year, we did brilliant last year, and everybody was bigging us up. Oh, we're gonna win the league, and then we lose the first 2 games of the season. Like, pre-season means absolutely feck all. All it is an exercise for the manager to tweak his tactics, to introduce and incorporate new players into the squad and get ready for the season. But United have a corner kick. I do like the fact that Mason Mount is taking these corner kicks, because I suspect when the team does come back to full strength, it'll rotate between Bruno and him. Oh, what a ball! Fernandez nearly scored. He got the head on it, but it's one of those where you get your head on it, but it just kind of slides off your head. I did say I was looking forward to this lad playing, and he hasn't disappointed. Have to say, even Ahmad, look, I'm not saying Ahmad is not a great player. It looks like he can be. It's just, I do have an issue with the fact that he's a bit on the small lad. But someone did point out, and they were right, because I remember watching him growing up anyway. Janino was quite a small player, and he was ripping it up in the Premier League with Middlesbrough at the time. And this was a time where they had Rivalli and all, man. It was, Jesus, Middlesbrough back in the day. Man, memories. So, yeah, look, if you got the skill and you can hold your own, and I have to say, Leeds United would be considered a very physical team. I think Ahmad has done really well. Fernandez again with the ball out onto the wing. Forson with the ball. Bad ball. Some of these lads, they're going to be pre-season. It's like, this is a big opportunity for them. So some of the young lads are going to make mistakes. But the thing about it is, you have to accept that they're going to make mistakes, because it's a big deal for them because going from the youth system into the first team is completely different. Do you have the metal? Do you actually have what's required to be a Manchester United player? And this is what is happening right now. These young players will know that they're going to be scrutinised, and at the same time they want to impress so much that mistakes will creep into their game. But again, you have to accept that. But Mason Mount again. Nice. Wan-Bissaka. Oh, come on. Ahmad again. Mason Mount. They squared it back to him, but I just can't wait till he scores his first goal. Because once he gets his first goal, it doesn't matter even if it's in pre-season. Because, you hear the commentators when the Premier League starts and all, when they get that first goal. No, when they get that first goal in pre-season, that should settle Mason Mount down. Doesn't take much. If you've played football, you know yourselves, right? Once you get that first goal, right, and you know you can score, and that's the thing. Once you know you can score, then the belief starts to come into you. So, but remember, this won't be the squad that will start at the start of the season, right? We got a lot of players still on holiday. The reason why, obviously, Varane and Martinez are in the squads because Martinez was obviously injured and obviously wasn't on international duty, I don't think. And I think has Varane retired. So this is why we have, and Wan-Bissaka obviously doesn't, unfortunately, well, fortunately for us, doesn't get into the England squad. So that's why we've got a solid wire back four. The only obviously new player there is Fernandez because Luke Shaw. I was going to say Lee Shaw. Luke Shaw is actually on holiday. There's a lovely little video of him. He's at the pool with his kid, and there's a father there with his kid, and he's signing a T-shirt for them. That's a private holiday. He didn't have to do that, and he did it while he was in the pool with his kid, which I thought was a nice chat. But here's Leeds on the attack now. Martinez again defending, but Leeds, whipped across the box there. So yeah, I have to say in the last 5-6 minutes, Leeds have been getting into this game slowly but surely. But it's still 0-0, folks. It's still 0-0. It's actually mad because I remember watching some pre-season games. You can watch some games where it's like 0-0 for ages, and then all of a sudden, bang, 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 and then the score's like 6-4, and you're like, how'd they get to 6-4? Right, so Leeds up to United's end with a throw in, and they've thrown it long there. Shot from outside. Wan-Bissaka blocked, and then Wan-Bissaka away. Back to the Leeds goalkeeper. But United have pushed up the pitch again, as they should, under Ten Hag ball. Actually, we're not even that. 32 minutes gone. We're at 31-15. So we're only a couple of seconds behind, which is not too bad. Satellite. Woo. Right, so Leeds on the ball a little bit more now. But Martinez blocks it out there. He never does. Even when there's 2 or 3 players on him, they said it there, he never seems to panic. Like there was 2 players on him right there, and he managed to swivel around the 2 of them and just give it the easy ball. Like I'm noticing the Ten Hag patterns of play, because there's always a ball where Martinez, the keeper to Martinez, then if Martinez can't get the ball out onto his side, he'll bring it back to Varane. Varane then will get it out onto Wan-Bissaka's side. Then the ball will go back again. Then it goes across the pitch, over the other side. Space opens up. There's different patterns of play that you can actually see. But when he actually has the squad that he can implement what he wants, I'm telling you, this football that he plays, I like it. I want us to control games more. And is also, you know, we didn't always control games. That's the thing growing up. We didn't always, but we blitz teams in a 5 or a 15-minute spell where it was game over. And that what Manchester City have been actually doing, we hate to say it, but what Manchester City have been doing. Blitzing teams. So Bamford is there and Luke Ayling is there on the bench. So it looks like Leeds haven't sold some of their players. For Leeds to get back up into the Premier League, they've got to hang on to some of their players anyway. Right, Martinez on the ball. I've got to be honest, I don't want to jump on this whole thing with Sancho. But this is Leeds United. And some of the teams that Sancho would have faced would be that level. Bar an early bit of running around and winning a couple of tackles, he's gone completely quiet in the game. This is worrying. And I know it's only the first game. Look, it might take him a couple of games of pre-season. We won the ball there, unlucky. It might take him a couple of games of pre-season. But I think if United fans really look at it with a cold eye, you'd have to admit to yourself that I think we've bought a dud. Sancho was nowhere near the money we should have paid. Same with Anthony, but I even think Anthony gives a lot more than Sancho does. And I think Anthony will improve and keep improving. Sancho hasn't improved. He's gone from a player that did very well in the German league, considered one of the hottest stars in the German league, come to Manchester United, and he's completely flopped. I don't care what people say, he has flopped. I mean, Ahmad has shown more in this game, in this half, than Sancho has done the whole entire of last season. So, serious questions have to be asked to why Sancho's form has completely nosedived anyway, first of all. And second of all, you know, how long do we persevere with a player like this? Now, he's on the ball now trying to do something. He's got the ball back. Nice ball back to Ahmad. Go on. Oh. He lost his balance. Oh, you're not getting past spider legs. Go on, Aaron. Even Aaron Wan-Bissaka has shown more than what Sancho has shown. It's look. I know modern fans today have their favourite players, and those players have their own fan clubs. But I'm sorry, Sancho is not Manchester United quality, and never was, by the way. We were duped. Seriously, we were duped. There are just some players that can't do it. He's better off. In fairness, Sancho's best bet is to go back to Germany. He's not. Even people say sell him to a Premier League rival. He's not going to do it with a Premier League rival. It doesn't matter what team you put him in. He just can't. He just cannot. The English game in general, because this Leeds United, remember, I don't think the way he plays football suits the English way of playing, or the English game, I should say, and the fast pace and you have to be always on your toes. As I said, in Germany, he had time to think. I've watched these clips over now, right? His time at Dortmund. You look at most of his goals, he had time to just stand there and do little tricks and then flick the ball past players, right? You can't do that in the Premier League. You don't even get 2 seconds to blow your bleeding nose, for God's sake. Well, Hannibal being dragged down there. Well, Hannibal again, another player that's done very well in this first half. Ahmad, they're the two that stand out for me. Sancho, in fairness, when he does get the ball, he is trying these little tricks to make things happen, and they're nearly pulling off. The problem I have is he's not doing enough of it. He's not doing enough of it, and sometimes I feel like what Rashford used to do until Ten Hag put a rocket up his backside. Now he runs back and tracks back and stuff. He doesn't do it as often, but he does a lot more than he used to. Sancho doesn't do that. He hates tracking back. He always looks like what Paul Pogba used to be, right? And there's a name I didn't want to bring up, but let's talk about it anyway, because United fans saying, hear me out. Paul Pogba is available for 10 million. Hear me out. No, I wouldn't take Paul Pogba if he was worth 10 grand. Okay? Paul Pogba disrespected the fans when he said that United fans hadn't any knowledge about football. Manchester United fans are the most knowledgeable fans in the world when it comes to football, because we've seen it all. Right? Second of all, he was probably one of the players in that dressing room that was leaking the stuff that was going on in the dressing room. And some fans in their fan base want that virus back at our club because we can get him for 10 million. Like, do you want to win the Premier League title or not? Because Paul Pogba isn't the player that everybody thinks he is. Juventus was supposed to be his big return, his return to form, his return to glory, and it never happened. Right? Whatever's happened, Paul Pogba, right? Well, he should never have left Juventus in the first place to come back to Manchester United, right? That's when he had his best period as a United player, right? And Ahmad a shot there. I missed that. Let's see. So Ahmad picks the ball back up again. He takes around a couple of players, takes a shot, and it goes over the bar. But did they get pulled back for a free kick there for the foul? No, it's a kick out. Okay. But he's not good enough. And anybody that says he is good enough to come back to Manchester United, he's living on some sort of hippie hill and smoking hippie shit, because there's no way I want him back anywhere near a club. right? And then people say, well, it'd be an upgrade on what we have there, it'd be an upgrade on Fred, it'd be an upgrade on Ericsson, it'd be an upgrade on McTominay and all of this. Don't give a shit. I don't care if he is an upgrade, right? I'd rather Rabiot. Being honest, I would take Rabiot over Paul Pogba. I don't want to see Paul Pogba back in the United jersey again. And if that happens, I think it's absolutely a shambles by the club, and it'll be an absolute joke. Don't want him anywhere near the club. That fella caused an awful lot of problems when he was here. Simple as that. Paul bleeding Pogba. Get away. What is all on? Right, Sancho again. See, when he gets into this position, this is where he does his good work. But we want to see more work. You know, we want to see more in the build-up play. Taking players on. Anthony is the same. I'm not going to say Anthony is perfect. Anthony hates taking around the player. He'll get the ball, he'll run up a couple of meters, and then he'll stop. He'll play the ball backwards. I mean, the Paul Pogba is look. I'm not going to deny that he was a great footballer, right? But Ferguson got rid of him for a reason, right? I let his contract go down for a reason the first time round, right? I think he even warned the club bringing Paul Pogba back, but they ignored him. And now fans out there want to bring him back. The same fans, actually, right? They'd actually take back Ronaldo tomorrow. Right, that's how stupid their fans are. They take Ronaldo back tomorrow, and they say, "Oh, everybody's criticizing Ronaldo, but he exposed the Glazers, and fans are picking on him." He didn't expose jack shit. We knew everything about what the Glazers were doing with the club. So what Ronaldo said in that interview with Piers Morgan, we already knew. So don't be hailing Ronaldo as some sort of, oh, he's on the fan side. He was never on the fan side. Ronaldo's on Ronaldo's side. Right, and that's it. Ronaldo didn't get where he was for being nice. Ronaldo got where he was because he was ruthless and selfish, right? And that's exactly what he is. He's selfish, okay? He criticises the manager, criticises the club, and all he used was pat him on the back. Oh, see, that made me angry. Oh. You should all pat him on the back, take him back in a heartbeat, right? That's how you all are, right? You will take those two snakes back to the club. And this is why I have no respect for you, right? And I never will have any respect for any fan that comes out and says we should take those two parasites back to this club, right? They don't know what it means to wear the United jersey, right? And I'm not talking Ronaldo first time around. I'm talking about this Ronaldo, old Ronaldo, right? Old Ronaldo just doesn't give a crap about anybody but himself. And that's half time there. So it's 0-0. Hannibal is clapping, so he obviously knows he might be coming off, because what happens pre-season is they normally change the whole squad for the second half. So we'll see what happens there. But I don't want Paul Pogba back. Right, and I do not want Ronaldo. I never want to see that guy back in a United jersey ever again. I'm done with those two. Right? God's sake, will you come on, cop on and learn lessons from the last time. Right? And some people are saying, but it might be different this time around. He knows he's at the twilight of his career. He might get his head down and settle down now, and we might get to see the best of Paul Pogba. Should he not have been already doing that? To me, he seems more interested in enjoying himself now. That's what I'm saying. That Juventus selling him to us is what ruined Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba should have stayed at Juventus. That's where Paul Pogba was playing his best football, right? Now, he showed glimpses of it in a United jersey, right? But he didn't show it consistently enough. And then when fans did criticise him, he was criticising the fans back. He couldn't take it. So no, I don't want someone to come in who's going to be a disruption in the dressing room. That's why our manager got rid of Ronaldo, and that's why if Paul Pogba was here, I can guarantee you Ten Hag he'd be another one that would have been out the door. Ten Hag won't bring anybody in to the dressing room like that, I don't think. I'd be very surprised, I've got to be honest, I would be very surprised if Ten Hag brought him in because he's 10 million. And in fairness, if you did bring him in, Amrabat and a couple of other players, people would argue that we have a strong squad. But the thing about it is, all it takes is one incident for Paul Pogba to be upset about something, and then it disrupts the whole dressing room. So I don't want it. I don't want it. No. That ship has sailed, as they say. It's sailed. It's sailed. I mean, you know, Paul Pogba wants to resurrect his career and play Champions League football. I suggest he goes to Scotland and goes to Celtic or something. I mean, if he went to Celtic, he'd be a hero, right? Because, you know, he'd be their biggest player, but not only that, to be in the Champions League. And Paul Pogba, as I said, he can create a bit of magic, but no, he's done. He's done in the big leagues. He's done in the big leagues. He needs to either go Saudi. He's got three choices: Saudi Arabia, the States, or Scotland. Because he ain't getting into the. He's not going back to France. No German team. No German team will take part. He wouldn't suit the German style of football, actually. So don't see that. He's definitely not going to the Netherlands. So his options are limited. But I don't want him at Manchester United. He's done. He had his time. We've got to be ruthless here. We want to win league titles. We want to win league titles, right? By the way, just knocking off the camera because I do have a habit, you know, one of those habits, and I need to just have a quick puff. But look, no matter who comes in, right, when the transfer window is closed, we'll see who we got, we'll assess it, we'll see where we think we're going to finish. Last year, I did think we could compete for the title, but we actually fell apart. Now other teams around us have strengthened, but I still do believe a lot of our fandom underrate some of the squad players that we actually do have, and I think they're going to get better. Rashford is only going to get better. Garnacho is only going to get better. Anthony will get better. Right? Our midfield is a concern. For me, midfield and the forward line are the concerns. We definitely need a couple of more new midfielders. We need some backups for Casemiro. We need to bring in another central midfielder as well, so we could change it up in some games. We need another centre back. We need two goalkeepers, and we need two strikers. Now, from what I've seen of Sancho, there's according to the rumours that if United get a good offer for Jadon Sancho, they might be willing to sell. After seeing the first half performance, and after seeing him all last season when he did play, and then his first season, I would have to say this is the best opportunity to actually get a decent bit of money for him. I would sell Sancho. I think the whole Sancho debate should be put to bed now. He's just not good enough. And if we want to win league titles, look at, right, when a player for Ferguson didn't work out, right, he wouldn't be able to do what, obviously, Pep Guardiola could do. Basically, it doesn't work out, you can go out and buy one straight away. We wouldn't have that luxury, but we would go out and buy one. We wouldn't be able to just get it as straight away, because what United used to do is We used to get the player that we wanted to get rid of, we'd get rid of him, we'd sell him, and then we'd go in for the player that we wanted, or we were already in negotiations, then we'd bring him in, we'd have that cover. But Sancho, look, we've already got a lot of wingers. We've got a lot of players in that position that I think are ahead of him. I think if someone comes in with a 50, 60 million pound bid, I think they should take it. I think United would be crazy not to take that money now. Seeing that first half of Sancho, I'm still not convinced that he can do it. And I know it's only the first game of pre-season. Look at, there's loads of games of pre-season. We've got a lot of games coming actually this pre-season. Sancho will feature once he stays fit. Sancho will stay fit. We'll see if any bids come in if United are tempted. But until then, he has a lot to prove. And right now, I don't see Sancho doing that. I mean, Ahmad in this first half has done a lot more than what Sancho has done in the whole of the entirety of last season. Hannibal is another player that stands out. The two young lads, Hannibal and Ahmad, have stood out in this first half, and both have had a couple of chances. Mason Mount, Mason Mount has had a couple of chances as well. He caught the keeper off his line, tried to lob the keeper. He's doing the running that he's known for. He's had a couple of chances, as I said. But Sancho again miscontrolling that ball there. See, again, it's little things like that. Squares it to him there. He loses control of it, which means he loses momentum of the ball, which means Sancho has to try square the ball again, and then the chance is gone. See, how are you miscontrolling? You're a professional footballer, man. I know it's the start of the season, but all of these players have been doing personal training and stuff to get that sharpness up. You can't be miscontrolling those type of balls during pre-season. But I was expecting us to be winning this game. I got to be honest. But again, even MUTV there saying exactly what I've said. Ahmad and Hannibal being the real standouts in this first half. And I would have to agree with that. I'd actually stick in Fernandez there. He's had a couple of bursts up front as well from wing back. Leeds United players getting a few dirty little tackles in, as you would expect for a Leeds Man United derby. And remember, this is a derby. So I think it was a smart move to play the first game against Leeds, it being a derby and all of that. So yeah, we're now on 29 minutes in. The score is Manchester United 0, Leeds United 0, half time. Right now, they're analysing the game on MUTV. If you are watching the game and you are watching this channel, please let me know what you've thought of the first half. Who have your standout players been in this first half? As I said, for me, it's been Ahmad and been Hannibal. And remember, as I said at the start of the stream, no qualms about it. I said it at the start, I've no problem putting my neck out there and give me opinions. But I did say, I'm not really convinced by Ahmad that he could do it at Manchester United. But what I will say is what I've seen of him so far, I hope I am proven wrong. And so far, it looks like I could be very impressed with his performance. Oh, there's that Wayne Rooney goal from where he lobs the Aston Villa keeper. Was it Aston Villa or West Ham? That goal again. Beckham was watching that day. It was against West Ham. What a goal that was. What a goal that was. Look at that. Bye-bye over here. Hey. Take it out of that. Right, just give us a second. I just want to get a drink because it's a sunny day today. So just bear with me. Get some, I think I've got some Coke Zero or something. Yeah, I'll drink the Coke Zero. I know some people frown upon, yeah, what are you drinking a Coke Zero for? I like the Coke Zero. And I need to stand up for a second as well because the chair that I'm sitting on, my legs are a bit. My legs are hurting me a little bit. Right, there we go. Yeah, give me, where's that cushion? Give me that cushion, that'll help me. There we go. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Ferguson ad. That is a great ad, I have to say. I love this ad. I love it. You're on you, I never heard the thing. So that match is the 25th of July, Manchester United versus Wrexham. So the Red Devils versus the Red Dragons as it's being billed. And again, we will be live and we will be obviously um, watching and reacting to it and talking like we have. And I hope you've enjoyed this stream. I know I'm not one of the bigger channels and stuff like that, but you know, we try our best. So there's Charlie Savage. So it looks like we've made wholesale changes as I expected we would. So we've got Gerardo on, Gore's on, Savage is on. Yeah, we've changed. We've actually, I think we've changed the whole 11, have we? Let's see. Right, Charlie Savage is on the pitch. Right, so Leeds have also made changes. Bamford and Ayling are on the pitch as well. The substitutions will come up on screen, so I'll let you know as soon as they do. But I'm pretty sure Manchester United have probably changed the whole 11. So Kovar is in goal for the second half for United. Yeah, so Brandon Williams is on the top. The back four has completely changed. Gerardo is in there as well. Gore. Yeah, so it looks like they've changed the whole squad. I'm just checking to see if Mason Mount though is still on the pitch because he is the first summer signing. Has he taken him off for this game or is he still playing? Still waiting to confirm and verify right there. Let me see. Right, I don't see Mason Mount on the pitch, so I think Mason Mount played one half of football. So here we go. Manchester United line up. Goal, Kovar. Defence, Dorado, Fish, Bennett and Williams. Midfield, Gore, Hansen and Savage. Emran, Hugel and Shori. So yeah, it's a completely different 11 on the pitch now. So these are the youth players now. Some of these players that have been on the fringes for a while have now been given a chance to prove themselves. So we'll see what happens in the second half. Leeds United have brought on a couple of experienced players in Bamford and Ayling. So it's a full United reserve team in the second half. So let's see if our reserve team is good enough and can compete like the first team, the first, well, not the first team, but the first half squad did. So be interested to see if we can control the ball, because we controlled the ball in the first half. But Leeds United right now on the ball. I have these suspicions that Leeds. Charlie Savage, was it? No, it wasn't Charlie Savage. Right, United lads on the attack. Shotere on the ball, out to the wing. Gerardo, is it? Oh, right. I like this though, because this is what we need to see. We got, because the one criticism I have of Ten Hag is that he was hailed as this coach that gives youth a chance. And I'm not saying he didn't give a few of our youth players a chance, because he gave one or two of them a chance. But the problem is he didn't give them enough game time, in my opinion. And I think that needs to change. Look, he's got to use the squad. I know he wants to win all four competitions, right? Because that's what he'll want to do each season. He'll have his eye on all of them. But he'll have to do what even Ferguson did. There's going to come a time in some games where he's going to have to change it up and play a lot more youth players in the squad to give the senior players, or the starting, at least the first 15 players, a rest, because there will always be a core 15, maybe 18 players that you want to pick from, and then the rest then will come on in games like League Cup games and all that if we play lower league clubs. And I think it would be the same with the FA Cup. We should do that, and I'd like to see him do that a lot more. He liked to play a strong squad every time. But this is an opportunity for these young lads now to step it up. But as you would expect so far, with the first 4 minutes of the second half, Leeds are controlling the ball right now, but it is in their half. We're putting pressure on them. Right. Again, the stadium is full. Well, that was brilliant. Oh, unlucky. So the goalkeeper, I mean, we're playing it out. I have to admit, that little passage of play there where we played the ball out from the goalkeeper, there was pressure on us. We got the ball out lovely there, but it just broke down as we got to the halfway line. But again, Leeds are getting a little bit more of the ball, which we would expect. But what's important here is to see how these United players react. Nice little tackle there. Right, we're on the attack. Oh, free to United. Emran on a run there. He gets pulled back. There, yeah. He did a nice little bit of skill. Pogba-esque. When Pogba was that in his prime. Now we won't be giving any player scores because when we get to the preseason tour properly, and when we've got the full strength squad and we got the players in, then we'll start analysing players and stuff like that. For now, for these type of games, we don't need to because this is only the first game, and he's completely changed. There's two squads out on the pitch. I'm sure we'd be here all day trying to analyse all of these performances. But I will say that the standout, the first half performance was definitely Ahmad and Hannibal, and I think they can be really pleased with their first half performance. And if they keep that up during pre-season, they're going to be knocking on the door, and rightly so. Rightly so. Now, I'd like to see Palestri getting a run out. Obviously, remember, folks, we don't have our whole squad here with us yet. But want to see him feature, given a little bit more game time. I think Sancho's place is really in trouble. This is why I think we should take the money for him, because we've got some young players that are coming through that I think are better than him, to be quite honest with you. Well, 52 minutes in, still 0-0, folks. Leeds controlling the game, as you would expect. But in saying that, though, they're not controlling it up in forward areas. It seems to be more in their half and the midfield area. They're playing the ball around, but they're passing, but it's not really going anywhere. But here's a run, but that was a brutal ball back to our goalkeeper. More there, that was poor. But again, United playing the ball from the back. So even the youth squad, completely different squad out this second half. They're playing the ball out from the back. Oh, so we overplayed it there. See, this is the thing with young players. They will have to learn very fast. You're not going to get the time that you get where you play. You've got, when you get into those positions, you've got to be playing the ball almost straight away. Find that pass. You can't dwell on the ball. Free kick, Charlie Savage. But again, Charlie Savage getting in there, getting stuck in there. That's what we like to see. Even if sometimes you make a mistake, it doesn't matter. He's putting the pressure on the ball. That's what we want to see. Listen, this is how we're going to improve. It has to implement Ten Hag's style. Even the youth system have to play his way. They've got to learn from an early age what way the manager wants them to play, because obviously they're trying to break into the first team squad. So it's good that they're playing that. Now, youth teams, ordinarily Manchester United youth teams do like to play the ball from the back, but it's got to be more measured. But look at that. That is just brilliant. Look at that. What a ball. Unlucky, but that play out from the back, you've got to admire that. See, a lot of modern fans today, I don't think they really understand how to watch football, you know, because they're always over the top with their reactions. I mean, some players here made mistakes, right? I bet you there's other fan channels that are doing this match. They're giving out to be like it's pre-season. You know, it's these younger players. You know, for a lot of them, it's their first time playing for the senior squad. It's a big deal. Mistakes are going to creep into the game. Nerves are there. You know, in fairness, now how is nobody jumping up with him? Well, he did. There was a bit, but. But again, United now they have the kick out. The defender gives the ball to the keeper. The keeper is played out. Oh, well done. Right, come on. I remember that actually. I was watching pre-season last year. I was actually very impressed by the way we were playing. Great tackling. See, we lost the ball there, but they won the ball back. And that's all you want to see as a Man United fan. You know, you're not always going to get it right. You know, there are going to be times where some of your passes go astray. But if you make the effort to get the ball back, you know, that's all fans care about. You know, you've won the ball back. You've lost the ball. You're trying to rectify your mistake. A lot of players haven't done that over the years for us. We need a lot more of that. That's what I like to see. I like to see that. There's Daniel James. As you could tell by my reaction, Daniel James is one of those players that could have been great under Ten Hag. I'm being honest. I mean, his pace is unbelievable. Ten Hag if he hadn't have been sold before, I'm telling you, yeah, kind of annoys me. Always has. We letting him go the way. Nah. So it is. It's sad to see some players that didn't work out for because when Daniel James signed for us, I know people were saying he was never to play to get the amount of games that he played. Right? He was put in the deep end. And I mean his early form, I mean he was banging in goals. You know, if he had the right manager instead of a PE teacher, Daniel James, we could have got. I mean, he would have been a player, in my opinion. Ten Hag is not happy though. He's talking to his staff there, but he doesn't seem to be happy with something that's happening on the pitch. I think it's the fact that we've kind of lost control of the game because we had all the possession. But again, it just goes to show, unlucky Charlie. Right, so an hour in, folks. Still 0-0. Will Fish track him back. It's a corner to Leeds. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, we're covering all pre-season. We will be covering the whole season as well. That includes the FA Cup, League Cup, Champions League, and the Premier League. Obviously, as the channel grows, then We hope to bring on some fans to talk about games, give their live reaction to results and stuff like that. So if you are subscribed or you're just curious to see what's been going on, please do subscribe. Also, if you could do us a favour, if you're on any Manchester United social media platform or group like that, and if you like what we do on this channel, please let people know where we are and share the stream. We really would appreciate it. But as I said, we will be back for the next pre-season game. We do cover transfers, but in shorts. We do the shorts. There's no point in coming on talking about saying crap all the time. Players that we're linked to all the time. So I do them as little YouTube shorts. So there's transfer news there. We do some live streams as well, which we have been doing. And as I said, we'll be doing plenty more of these. And then hopefully as the channel gets bigger, we'll be bringing you guys on to tell us what you think of some of the results we had, who your favourite players are, who's the player to see, all of that stuff. So yeah, we're already starting now. So bear with us. Obviously, you know, some United fans are probably used to the better quality on other channels, you know, with their backgrounds and stuff like that. But we've only started off, and you know, I've no shame in saying, you know, I don't have the funds like these big channels to be able to do what they do. But I will come on here and give me opinion. And you know, I won't go with the crowd. I will tell you exactly how I feel and stuff like that. And you know, I don't like this witch hunt that goes on with certain players out there all the time. And I won't be doing that either. People know me opinions on certain players, and that's it. I don't bang on about it each week, you know, about how bad they are. We know what players shouldn't be playing for Manchester United and what players that should be, you know, and I just don't get why fans keep it up every season. But again, United getting the ball out from the back doesn't seem to be an issue. The issue now that we seem to be having is keeping a hold of the ball. Attack keeps breaking down, and we're not getting into their half as much. So the ball is being literally played mostly in our half of the pitch. Right, nice ball there. So we're in Leeds' half there. What a ball! Oh, go on! Go on! Oh! Two United players kind of got in the way there, though. But there was a chance the Leeds United keeper was all over the place. Nice ball by Charlie there. What a ball by Brandon Williams. Unlucky. Okay, as soon as I say we're not getting into the box enough, we get our attack there. But look, so the keeper, he got the ball. He didn't get in his way. That was in. He got in his way. But again, in saying that, Leeds, when they have the ball, it's like when United get the ball, they're in their half. When Leeds get the ball, they're playing it in their half. And then they might get a little bit of a lucky break, but then it breaks down and gets to a United player like it's done again now. Right, United in Leeds half now, passing the ball around. But I just saw Ten Hag there. I don't think Ten Hag is happy. See, again, though, I like that, right? To us, it's the first game of pre-season, so you expect mistakes and stuff like that. But the Manchester United manager is like, you know, I'm not happy with this. This is not good enough. Mentality. Ferguson mentality. And I grew up, you know, I was supporting United when Ron Atkinson was obviously the manager, and then obviously the great Sir Alex Ferguson came in. But I remember Ferguson, man, all the time. There, he's pointing direction. Ten Hag is not happy. He is actually not happy, and I love to see it. I love to see, even though, as I said, it is pre-season, his mentality so much that he expects United to be winning this game. And in fairness, I expected us to score a couple of goals in the first half, and we should have had a couple of goals in the first half. They weren't, I suppose you could say, clear-cut opportunities, but they were opportunities nonetheless. But I do expect us to beat a relegated Leeds, even with the team that we brought there. Right, nice. Here we go. This could be it. Yes, it's in. Manchester United won. Imran with the goal. Imran, what a ball through. I think that was it Charlie Savage that passed that ball through to him. We'll see that again. But Manchester United won. Leeds United 0 after 66 minutes, and one of the youth have scored. Imran, well done. Imran, take a bow. So who won the ball there? Who was that? Was that Gerardo with the ball through? It's the angle that it's at. I can't see his jersey name. I mean, the finish is lovely. Finish was absolutely fantastic. Ten Hag gives a nice little clap, but he is not happy, man. I swear to God, we just scored, and he's like this. Well done. Well done. And remember, we had better players on the pitch, well, considered better players on the pitch in the first half. It was Hansen with the ball. Aronson. Is it Hansen with the ball through to Imran? And here we are again on the attack. Go on. Oh. Brandon Williams on the ball. Right, we've actually stepped it up all of a sudden. Ten Hag was not happy. Ten Hag was not happy, and he said something, and he was pointing, and they're doing the directions, and all of a sudden we're 1-0 up. His in-game management, right, I'm telling you now, without a shadow of a doubt, is elite. Ten Hag's. He's up there, top managers, man, for that. Brandon, well, that's a free kick to United just outside the box on the left-hand side of the pitch. Daniel James with the infringement. In fairness, I mean, it was a 50-50. I don't think he did much wrong. I know fans give him stick because he celebrated when they scored against us, but I think Daniel James was done dirty by us. Seriously. So we got all the usual suspects in the box. Fish, Hugel, Bennett, Brandon Williams is in there. This ball's going to come in. Savage and Shorteri are over the ball. I hope Savage... No. I mean, Jesus Christ, the way we're playing the ball out from the back. I mean, this is beautiful to see. And this is with the young goalkeeper. This is not even with Onana in goal yet, right? It's beautiful to see the ball being played back to our keeper and forced time back out to a defender and just bang, 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 zipping the ball around. It's lovely. We all knew it was David De Gea's time to go. It's just, we don't know whether to believe whether the media was lying or not. But if the media were lying and it did end actually properly, but if it didn't, then the club treated them that way. That's the one thing that I haven't liked about it. But that's a handball. That should have been a penalty. Oh, in fairness, though, that was a handball by United's player as well. So, I mean, yeah, they're showing the two handballs there, so we got away with one there. So, yeah, week today. So, next week, it's we're playing Leon. We're playing Leon at 2 o'clock. 2 o'clock. So, come and join me. You will be here. We'll be covering all the preseason games, folks. Obviously, there's going to be ones in America. They're going to be on. Some of them will be on late. I think I'll check. I'll check at the end of the game because it'll give us the UK and Irish times. But 1-0, 71 minutes left. 71 minutes gone. United winning 1-0. I will say a lot more scrappy in the second half, but United over the last couple of minutes, Ten Hag shouting instructions. He wasn't happy about something, as I said, and shortly after we got our goal, so he tweaked something. But Leeds on the ball again. Leeds in the box there. No, well marshalled out. Well marshalled out. Is that a corner? That was a free kick our way anyway. Fish with the defending there. Well done. Track these man. Right, let's see what happens here. Leeds corner. Headed out by United player. The edge of the box. Daniel James tries to bring it back in, but United on the counter now. United on the counter. Pass, I see. This is the difference between youth player and senior player. What would have happened is a senior player, as soon as they break and you see players coming towards them, they would have passed that ball forward, but he held on to it a bit too long there. But we're back on the ball again. We're in their half, the edge of the box. Here's an opportunity to cross it in. Not taken, but we get a corner. I have to say, Shortere stood out. Gerardo has stood out. A couple of these youth players, have to be honest with you, I know they've only gotten 45 minutes, but they ought to be proud, some of them, of the work that they've put in. And they're only going to get a couple of games to prove themselves this time round, because once Ten Hag gets the other signings in, his job will be to incorporate them into the squad ASAP with the current squad that we actually have, the first 11, if you get what I mean. So he's got to incorporate them. So these young lads are going to have maybe 2-3 games to prove themselves. And hopefully we get all their signings in before the season starts, of course. And we get to see them all feature in pre-season. And that's what Ten Hag will want. But Leeds hit the side netting. I mean, that was close. Sorry, I just saw something there. Unlucky. But that's a warning for United now. Well, with 15 minutes to go, for the first pre-season of the game, it's pretty much gone as I expected. I will be honest, I did expect a couple of more goals, I'm not gonna lie. But Very interesting. Oh, he's offside, but it was defended anyway. But it was defended anyway. He might have took around their keeper, but the defender was on the line and actually stopped that from going over, even though it was offside. So that's actually great defense. He was offside. But look, Will Fish, I think, was there to cover. It was Will Fish. That's what I mean. He cleared the ball off the line, but he didn't know that it was offside. So well done. But the keeper was right to come out there. But that's the gamble that you take when you do come out, rush out like that. There is a possibility that the ball can be taken around you. But if you've got a defender covering your back like Will Fish did there, then you're good. And that's what Martinez is so good at doing, and Varane. And we need more defenders like that. But I hope a couple of these defenders now that we have in the youth system are able to break through to the first team squad as well, because they'll put less pressure on the manager, and the players, the squad. So here we go now. What about? Oh, but again, once we lost the ball and we won it back straight away. 42 games out of 61, Ten Hag has won. And there's still some in their fandom that don't think he's the right manager. Baffling. In fairness, I was Pochettino in, I'm not going to lie. But when we got Ten Hag, I backed him. But I have to be honest, he's even surprised me at how good he is. I mean, I think I gained an awful lot of respect for him, the way he handled the Ronaldo situation and other situations within the squad. But Leeds on the attack again. I will say this, Daniel James is determined to try and score against us. Again, he does that familiar run into the box, swap it onto his right peg, isn't it? And set up the shot, or his left peg, I should say, to set up the shot. But yeah, again, United playing the ball out with the goalkeeper to a defender, but see, breaks down. But again, it's because we're playing this youth team, so don't. I mean, this game should end with us winning, but these players just need to be careful now, because I get they want to play the ball out from the back and it's great, but there seems to be extra pressure put on, because Leeds know now that there are only 11 minutes left till it's over, so they're going to try now up it for the last few minutes. Back to the goalkeeper again. We're just trying to keep our hands on the ball, which I suppose is good to see. There we go. We still have it. Right, we're into their half now. Moving the ball quite nicely. Nice bit of build-up play there. Into the box. 2-0! Is it offside? Right, hold on. There's a bit of confusion because to say that the flag went up, but I think it's being given Hugo with the second goal for Manchester United. So Leeds United, let's see. Oh, he's onside. 2-0. Hugo has made it 2-0. Manchester United 2. Leeds United 0. And that's what we like to see, especially against Leeds United and teams like that. Especially one of our, as they would say, a derby game. And Hugo has put in the second goal to make it a comfortable 2-0. I did say that the one thing that I said was missing was the fact that I was expecting us to get a couple of more goals, but Hugo now has made the scoreline look a little bit respectable. But again, got to say this: the first half we would have considered our strongest side, and in the second half, it's the reserves basically that are beating Leeds United 2-0. And Leeds United brought on some of their seasoned players for the second half. So it's safe to say that Leeds United are getting relegated to League One. Um, Sorry, I couldn't help getting the dig in. Um, but yeah, Daniel Varga has a job on his hands there. I mean, if you're getting beaten by Manchester United's reserves, then there's something youth, I should say. And here we go, another chance to get a third. Will Fish there, a little push into the back into the lead. Bamford just keeps falling over all the time, doesn't he? 'That's what I mean. In February, they're at the saying it there. In February, we beat them 2-0 at Ellen Road with a stronger team. Leeds are getting relegated. Double relegation. Seven minutes left. Oh, United have picked the ball up now. This could be a chance for a third. Pass it. Oh, I tried to chip the ball into the bottom. The right idea, but United win the ball back yet again. Will Fish stand out in this half? Shortere stand out. I mean, the way these lads are able to ping the ball around. It's a bit of a training ground exercise now at this stage. With 6 minutes to go, Leeds know they're stuffed. I mean, if United were to put the accelerator on again, I reckon they could get a third, but they don't need to. They've got a comfortable 2-0 lead. They could ping the ball around now and keep control of the game. But what a ball by Will Fish. Again, another standout in this half. Amaran tried to break through there and score a second. Young French player. Um, Yeah, don't forget Manchester United versus Leon. We will be covering it live as well. So come and join me for that. But 5 minutes to go. Well, 4 minutes to go now. Leeds corner. Yeah, again, I think that is important that we keep a clean sheet. But we know what Bamford is like in the box. Defended well. A goal kick, so well done. So yeah, a defender just done enough. Gerardo, another standout. But again, Bennett, the defender with the ball, he's going to hit it to the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper now is going to hit it out to someone. And this time he has chosen one of the wing backs, Charlie Savage, on the ball and pumps it up forward. And what a ball! But Hugill is just offside. Just offside. But Hugill has impressed. Hugill has impressed. Sorry, I have to stretch my legs. Right, looks like some of the fans are leaving the stadium now. Probably, United has a good following. Obviously, Leeds do as well. Their fans will be, all over for pre-season. The fans will be following the team during pre-season. And I have to say, it's been a nice start. We always want to start off pre-season with a win. Even if it is pre-season, you want, for me, you want to be winning all your games. You don't want to come away with a defeat or a draw. You want to be winning your games. You want to set a marker very early on. I think a lot of these youth players have. I think Leeds are going to be in trouble. I really do. Daniel Varga is the manager there. Some have criticised him when he was at Norwich. Don't know if really he is the right fit for Leeds. But again, if our youth team is making Leeds United look ordinary, and remember, they have had some of their experienced players on in the second half. And yes, it's the first game for both teams, but still, you'd expect a little bit more going forward from Leeds United. And they did at the start of the second half. They put a little bit of pressure on, but it never materialised. The United lads then got a hold of the ball, start pinging the ball around with minutes to go. United on the ball in their half, controlling it there. Will Fish, as I said, Gerardo, couple of the standouts in this second half. Ahmad Hannibal in the first half. Mason Mount, 45 minutes, very hard to judge, but he did try make things happen and he had a couple of chances. But again, when the full strength team is playing together, we will get to see what Mason Mount is really all about. But again, he done enough there in the first game to show me that he's going to make a difference to the squad. A lot of these youth players here, I think, we're going on the attack now for one last attack. Could we finish this off with the third goal? Corner. Right, we got a corner. What a Amaran. Sorry, have to call him out as well. Great performance in the second half. I have to say, there's a couple of these youth players that I'd like to see again, as I said, because as we have to see if they can prove themselves. Here we go. Oh, off the post. And the rebound stays out. It's over. We nearly scored a third there, but it ends Manchester United 2, Leeds United 0. Nolcha, nothing, nada. Hugo with the second goal. Amaran with the first goal. Absolutely fantastic French player. Looks like he's going to be something. Ahmad's performed pretty decent as well. As I said, now we'll see. I don't know if they do for this match whether they'll interview the manager. So we'll wait and see if they interview the manager. But I do know once the preseason proper, when we go over to where we're going, I think it's America, isn't it? We will definitely get the interviews and the press conferences and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if they're going to get Ten Hag to come out and give a few words on that performance. But what I could say from what I've seen, I'm encouraged by some of the youth players. I think some of them, they got 45 minutes to prove themselves, and I don't think any of them would have done their chances any harm today. 2-0 scoreline. We could have got a third one right at the end. It was the performance that I expected. It was the scoreline. We really needed to be scoring a couple of goals anyway. So it's the scoreline that I'm actually happy with. But it's great to see that two young lads got the goals. It would have been nice, if Mason Mount had got that first goal just to settle in. But again, we've got to talk about Sancho. He got 45 minutes and he did absolutely nothing. I mean, I don't know. See, this is United's problem throughout their history. Well, not throughout their history, but especially under the Glazers. We seem to have a problem with, realising that we've made a mistake with players and that we need to get rid of them ASAP. We always hang on to them a little bit longer than we should, and then before you know it, their valuations completely hit the floor, and then nobody wants them. Case in point, Anthony Martial. I just don't see Sancho getting ahead of some of these players that I saw today, and some of the players that are already in the squad that we know that will get their game. So, for me, the positives are the youth. We got what we get from Varane and Martinez. Decent performances at the back, controlled. Wan-Bissaka did well. The senior players that we expect did well. So, but for me, I think the standout has been the youth that played both halves. Ahmad, Hannibal, without standouts in the first half. The second half, obviously, Amaran and, you had Hugo, Gerardo, Charlie Savage. We need that. We need those type of players to keep improving. And, I have to say, some of the youth, to me, could break into this squad. There's an opportunity for them this season with the way this club is being run right now. And with all of this takeover nonsense, not knowing what's going on, I think it's a perfect opportunity for a couple of these young players to make their mark this season. But I'm very impressed with the youth players that we have. I have to actually say, we're supposed to be rumoured to be looking at another goalkeeper, right? So Onana to be the first goalkeeper. And then we're looking at this Suzuki fella in Japan, which he's probably a great goalkeeper. But what I saw from the young goalkeeper there, I don't know why you wouldn't give him a chance. He was pretty impressive. Henning Berg there giving his opinion. Obviously 2-0, and as I said, Ronnie Johnson is there. Some of you might be too young to remember who those legends were, but obviously I'm old enough to remember. But we'll see if Ten Hag does indeed get to come out for the press conference. But overall, what I'll do is I think for these matches, overall, we'll do a rating out of 10, right? So 10 being the highest and 1 being the lowest. So I think for the first game of the season, with 2 separate teams at half time, I will give this performance a 7.5 out of 10. There are a few negatives, and one of them is Jadon Sancho. I'm not going to beat around the bush, but we really have to have a serious conversation about that lad now. But overall, I think the youth did themselves no harm with the performances that they put in. And as I said, we're just waiting to see if Eric Ten Hag does do a little interview at the end of this game. I don't know if they do for the first game. I forget, because I didn't watch preseason last year, but I forgot whether they did an interview, and I'm pretty sure they did. So we'll just wait and see if he does actually come out, say a few words. But if he doesn't, all I'll say is it's the first game of the season. It couldn't have went any better from a United point of view. Nice 2-0 win, 2 of the youth players scoring. You couldn't have it any better than that. Mason Mount nearly got a goal by lobbing the goalkeeper. He saw the goalkeeper off his line and went to chip the goalkeeper. Unfortunately, it hit the top of the net, but he was close. Hannibal should have had a goal as well. Again, Sancho in the box can do things. He gives these little balls and these little passes. But the thing about it is, for a Man United fan and a Man United player, that's not good enough. He needs to be doing more than just these little things in the box. It's his overall game, and his overall game is now up to scratch. And I know it's only the first game, but we're analysing Jadon Sancho over the last 2 seasons here, right? And, just because it's a new pre-season, right? Yes, he will get a clean slate as such. But we're not going to forget the last 2 seasons. He really needs to step it up. The pre-season is where he needs to prove to the manager that he deserves to be still here. Now, obviously, it's the first game, and Ten Hag always was going to change the team for the second half. But be under no illusion, as this pre-season goes on, that team will change less and less, right? Because the more senior players will come back into the squad, the new signings then will be incorporated, right? So Jadon Sancho really needs to be stepping up here. There's no time for messing around. He's got to hit the ground running, like he did last pre-season. But he just looks sluggish to me. It's like as if he's lost a yard of pace or something, which should be impossible, but he's lost a yard of pace. Or maybe he just looked faster in the German league, but he's not the player that we thought we were signing. So people have to ask a serious question. What's gone wrong with Jadon Sancho? Because that's not a performance I expect from a player that we spent how much on? What was it, 90 million? Like people give out about Anthony, but at least Anthony offers something. Sancho is not really offering anything right now. But we'll focus on the positives because obviously there was a lot of positives, and the positives is that some of these youth players will fish. As I said, Hugo scored a goal and did his bit in the game. Charlie Savage again, uh, doing what Charlie Savage does, trying to control the game. Got a few crossfield balls, getting the tackles in. You know, you had Gerardo as well, and you had this young French player, uh, Amaron, and then Diallo played very well. Wasn't expecting that. I got to be honest, I wasn't. Diallo playing very well. Just there's a lot to be proud of from that performance. Um, you know, where Aaron Wan-Bissaka was solid, Varane was solid, Martinez was solid, Heaton was solid. But the youth players is what we look at, and it's you know, we like to see these youth players do well, and it was nice to see two young lads on the score sheet. So yeah, look, it couldn't have went any better from their point of view. No injuries either, which is always great to see, especially at the start, especially against Leeds United. It's going to be very physical. Leeds like to be very physical. They've been known for that. So were we back in the day. But we used to blitz teams as well. Remember, United didn't always keep the ball. We blitzed teams as well, and we need to get back to that. And I think Ten Hag wants to really do that and get us the blitz team so we can relax for the rest of the match. Well, not relax, but we can control the game a lot better. But a full stadium, first pre-season game, Leeds United, it's always going to get the fandom in. But let's see, are we going to be... They're still doing the analysis right now, but we'll see if we get a word from our manager. Look at that for a ball. I mean, that was a cracking ball. I mean, he was well onside. Look at that. That second goal was just brilliant. Just brilliant. So we'll see. I don't actually think he does an interview, but we'll wait, because when the coverage for this is over, obviously we will be we'll wrap up. But as I said, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and if you've liked what you've seen on the channel, and this is the type of thing we will be doing. While we're watching a match, we'll have a discussion, we'll talk. Hopefully a few more people will come in the chat. I can engage with you as well. You can give me your opinion. Obviously, if you are watching the game like me live, you can give your opinion on what you are seeing on the pitch as well. Remember, we're doing the whole season. We'll be here for obviously all the pre-season, and then obviously the Premier League season, FA Cup, League Cup, and of course, we're back in the Champions League. Can't wait. I actually can't wait, man. You know, like everybody's doom and gloom and stuff, because we haven't been sold yet and stuff like that. But I'm for some weird reason, I don't know what it is, I'm just excited for the new season. I think we're going to surprise a lot of people, even with the squad that we have now. I just believe that Ten Hag has improved them so much that they're just going to continue to get better. I don't think we're going to get any worse. We ran out of legs, and injuries kind of messed us up in the end. But if he gets in the players that he wants, or the players that the budget allows him to get, and he makes do with what he gets in, we'll do okay. We'll do okay. We won't win the league though. But here we go. Varane's being interviewed now. So Varane was the captain, so they're asking him about the captaincy. And they're talking about, obviously, So it was an honour to wear the captain's armband. Yeah, he said a big respect to the fans. So they asked him was he proud of the young players for getting the win, and of course he's praising them and saying yeah. So they've so Varane was interviewed. So I'm pretty sure we might get a Ten Hag interview, but Varane looks happy. And he would have been proud to see those youth players do what they did in that second half. You know. So we'll see now. So that's what I don't want him to go through all the players and all, and then go to the manager. Can he go to the manager next? We'll see all those clips over on social media platforms anyway. But look, all I'll say to United fans out there, look, I think we are improving. I think we're going in the right direction. But I would say to fans this season, we're going to get setbacks again this season, the upcoming season. It will happen, but we've got to stick with the team like we have been doing, and support those players and support their manager, because at the end of the day, that's what's most important: is supporting these lads, supporting this manager, and continuing to stay behind them, no matter what's going on with the club sale. Right? We just have to stick with them. And here he is. Here he is. Right, we've seen some good things, he's saying. Good foundation. So weak training, but he set the rules and the principles when they come in. So he's talking about the two lads that scored, saying, yeah, it was big, and obviously the reporter said for their families and all. And of course, he's after saying they have to work for it. So he's not giving any free rides here to any player. They've got to earn their place in the squad. So they were asking about Martinez and Varane, because remember, Martinez has only come back from an injury, so he's happy with the first 45 minutes. But I always knew that Ten Hag was going to change the squad in the second half. Maybe they thought he'd keep a few players on. So they're trying to bring up this whole thing about the captaincy, because obviously there's been rumour that Harry Maguire is going to be stripped, and rightly so. And the names that have been flying about are the obvious ones: Varane, Martinez, Casemiro. But for a lot of fans, there's only one captain, and that's Bruno. So a couple of he was the MUTV reporters presenters are at the saying that all the players will be back on Monday, but he's at the saying no, they'll be back on Saturday. So that just goes to show you the elite mentality our manager has. It's like, oh no, they're coming back on Saturday because we play Leon then on the Wednesday. So on the Leon game Wednesday, we're going to see a completely different team on that pitch. I'd say it'd be close enough anyway to the starting 11, with the exception of the new players that we bring in. He's praising these two defenders, and rightly so. So praising Mason Mount. We need play. So they were talking about players that take free kicks and stuff like that, and you're saying Mason will want. He says, "Well, we've got to get players that can actually kick them." Right, that's it. That's the manager's interview. So basically, nothing really much that said that catches the eye. He praised the performance in parts, saying that the players had to earn it. That came through, stuff like that. Nothing about any transfers or any news like that. The only bit of news is that we got is that some of the senior players that are still away will be back on Saturday. And who we got here? Oh, here is our new player, Mason Mount. So he said, very good. He's had a week of training. He's got a smile on his face. So Mason Mount is saying that the manager has been working on a lot of tactics this last week. We did see those photographs where he took all the youth players aside and he gave this big speech and told them that there was a certain philosophy and there's certain rules and requirements of the players during the pre-season and what he expected. And again, Mason Mount again praising the young academy players that came through, talking about his versatility, talking about that chip who was unlucky there. So he likes to drop in deep and get the ball. That's the way he likes to play. But he also likes to get forward. We knew that about Mason Mount. Mason Mount is very versatile, and this is why our manager actually brought him in. No matter what fans say, Eric Ten Hag has a certain profile of player, and it seems to me that one of those profiles has to be that the player is versatile and play in multiple positions.
last night, and obviously when we turned up at the stadium today, major support.
So Mason, of course, charm offensive. The fans are great. Of course we are, Mason.
So, good stuff today, good win. As I said, it's important to get the minutes in the legs, but it's important to win as well, and that's what we want to do.
See, again, elite mentality. It's important to get the win. That's what I mean. You don't want to be drawing or losing any of these preseason games. You want to be hitting the ground running and winning as many as you can. But look, that was Eric Ten Hag and Mason Mount. We're going to wrap it up there. But I just want to thank everybody that's popped in and watched the stream while we have been live. I really do appreciate the support. And as I said, we will be back for the next preseason game. Look out, obviously, for more YouTube shorts if we get any more information on any transfers. And of course, when we do get that big announcement, if it's ever going to happen, my suspicions is they're going to wait till after the transfer windows closes, a big FU to fans one last time. I said that actually on one of my very first live streams on here when I streamed a few months back. Rather, it's a couple of months now. I think it's over a month now since I've started this. So, you know, until there's news on that, you know, everything is going to be obviously pre-season and whatever comes out transfers. And then obviously as we get bigger as a channel, and hopefully we do, we'll be able to bring you guys on so you can give us your opinion, live match reactions and all of that and stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the first one. I really enjoyed doing this. And I look forward to seeing the Reds do their stuff on pre-season tour. And as I said, you know, there's no better team to be following. They might frustrate you, and they have frustrated me over the years, I'm not going to lie, especially under these owners. But, you know, there's no way I'd ever stop supporting Manchester United. It's in me blood, just like everybody else that goes to the games. It's in me blood. Love them. And I hope we really do have a good season again, because we deserve it. Man United fans have been through the mill quite a lot, and I think we do deserve to be on the up. And hopefully when this takeover is finally done, we will finally get that. But listen, thank you for watching, folks. I really do appreciate it. So it ended Manchester United 2, Leeds United 0, and the goals came from Hugo, and it was Amaron who scored the first goal, and then Hugo got the second goal. But two academy players stepped up in the second half and scored those vital goals. As I said, the standouts are the two players that I've mentioned. We put Ahmad in there. Gerardo was pretty steady. The goalkeeper, Mitel Kovar, was actually very good as well. Performance from, obviously, Varane and Martinez is what you'd expect, but Martinez only got 45 minutes, and rightly so, because he's only back from injury. But they're a week in now with their training program, and pre-season has kicked off, and you know, it'll be great to see how this pre-season actually turns out, and it'll be nice to see when we do sign that goalkeeper and we do get in. I mean, we just do one deal at a time. I mean, Manchester United should be called Slowchester United, because we never get a bleeding transfer done. We can't do multiple deals in our club. Bloody shambles. That has to change. But once we get those deals over the line, hopefully some of them will be able, or all of them will be part of this pre-season journey, so we can incorporate them into the squad and see Eric Ten Hag ball, see the evolution, because it's going to evolve again. We're going to play a different style of football, and it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be an interesting watch. So join me for the season. Thank you for tuning in. We will talk to you soon. As I said, Manchester United 2, Leeds United 0. Have a good one, folks, and I'll see you for the next one.